Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm back outside today and I got my hair done, did my makeup. So I decided to film a video today because this is going to be a video about dealing with a breakup while pregnant and just being overall single and pregnant and how I cope with it. So it's going to be a little bit more of an emotional type of video. I mean, I'm not gonna cry or anything, but it's just to get more real and in depth of what I'm going through, and not exactly on what happened with my breakup, more so of explaining my situation and how I've been coping with it and how I'm still coping with it and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna film this for the girls who are going through what I'm going through, or I'm also just filming it just to get it off my chest. But anyway, so yeah, let's just jump right into the video. It has been a journey, let me tell you guys. No one really tells you, because a lot of people do deal with being single and pregnant, but no one really talks about it. I know I went on Google and tried to look up like how to cope with a breakup while pregnant, how to deal with being single and pregnant, how to get over it and stuff like that. And not a lot of videos were out there, just because a lot of people are shy to talk about it, and it is a touchy topic. And I know that like I'm still pregnant, so technically I'm still going through it, but I think I've been single quite a bit almost to kind of cope with it already and explain how I'm dealing with it and stuff like that. It's been really difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like I said, I'm keeping it 100% real with you guys in these videos and all my content. I never want to be some shady bitch and lie to you guys. When the breakup happened, it was very shocking to me. I never expected us to break up. I mean, I know not everyone should have that mindset. You should never have that mindset that someone will never leave you, because that's not true. Like, there's people who've been together for who are married for years and years, and nothing seems wrong, and then all of a sudden they break up or they get divorced and stuff like that. But we all get with somebody that we just think we're gonna marry and have a family with, and you do trust this person when they say they want a family, and you start to build one, and then when you get pregnant, everything, you imagined all these things to go a certain way, So when I got pregnant, it was like, I don't know, it was a very happy moment for me. And nothing was wrong, to me, to my knowledge. Nothing was wrong with our relationship. And when we moved to California, like I said in the previous video, things did start to get rocky. Like, being pregnant, you have a whole bunch of hormones, but I'm also not justifying him leaving, because at the end of the day, no man should leave you when you're pregnant. When the breakup did happen, it was a total shock. I was completely heartbroken, and a lot of girls act like, well, you just move on and fuck him. No, it's not like that, especially when you're pregnant. I mean, yeah, maybe if I wasn't pregnant, it'd be as simple like, okay, fine, fuck you. It's whatever, that's how it usually goes. So I was really trying to keep my family together. I was like, we wanted this family, like, you have to try for us, like, you can't just give up. My son needs a father, he needs a mom and a dad. He can't be born into a broken family already. And I was just crying and begging, like, I'm not gonna front, I was begging my ass off. I'm talking about waking him up in the middle of the night saying, please don't break up with me, like, please, 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 what can I do? And now looking back at it, it's kind of like there was nothing I could do, and I couldn't change his mind. And when we were broken up, I actually ended up staying there a week, and still in California with him, because we had a flight back to Houston the following week. We were still broken up and stuff, and I was crying every night when he was asleep, and it was just really hard. And I just was trying to, I just couldn't picture myself like raising a baby on my own. And I know people go through it, and I'm not the first woman in the world to go through it, but it's just something you just never really picture. It's just like, I really thought we could have done this, and now I gotta figure it out on my own. When I finally came back to Houston, and it was like my first night alone, officially like by myself, I think it hit me really, really hard, because you're just so used to turning around, like, you know, turning to your shoulder, and, you know, that person's right there next to you, and then you grab their hand and let them feel on your stomach, and when the baby kicks, you're like, did you feel it? And now it's kind of like you're by yourself all of a sudden. So I'm not gonna lie, like, I was blowing up his line back to back. Like, I was being the crazy ex, and I would always question him, like, where are you at? Like, who the fuck are you with? What are you doing? Because again, mind y'all, we don't live in the same state, so it's not like I can pull up to his house or anything. It's more of just phone calls. Like, all I can do is call and call and call. And it got to the point where it drove him insane, because I was just begging. I was like, please, you gotta come back. You have to miss us. Because at one point he was like, maybe we'll get back together. We don't know. We gotta let time do its thing. And I really held on to that. Like, I held on to that. And I just kept praying, and I was crying. And I just remember, like, I wouldn't be able to sleep because I'd be crying all night. And then when I finally did go to sleep, I wouldn't wake up till like 3, 4 in the afternoon. And the first thing I would do was call, because I just had that panic attack of like, he's not with me. Like, I need to call him. And I was just super, super emotional. Being single and then dumped while pregnant is really, really difficult with your emotions. And I was just so sad, and I was getting into a place where I wouldn't eat, and I had to force myself to eat because I had to make sure my kid was okay. I wouldn't mingle with my family because I just couldn't stop thinking about him. And it was just, nothing felt right anymore. Like, I just felt like the world was coming down on me. Like, I kept saying, like, what did I do to deserve this? Like why does he get to be so happy and I'm the one so miserable at home alone? I would even leave the house. I would try to force myself to hang out with my friends, but it's just like, even hanging with them, it wasn't enough for me, because none of them were going through what I was going through. So it's like, all they could tell me was like, it's gonna get better, you know, you'll be fine, you know, we got you. And I do have a huge support system, and I am blessed for that. You know, I have my family and my friends who really check on me and make sure I'm okay and just help me overall. I was just really in a dark place, and I always blamed myself throughout the breakup. I was like, you know, it's my fault he left. Maybe if I would have did this, or maybe if I would have been like this, or, you know, what if I would have did this the night before, then he wouldn't have left. And it's like, no. I look at the situation now, and me and him still aren't in a good place. Because like I said, I was calling excessively, and I was so scared to lose him. And eventually, you know, he moved on. That's as simple as I can put it. He found someone, and that's the part I think that broke me the most, was just, not that he left me for someone. He didn't like dump me and then ran to someone else. He just kind of, I guess, met them, and then now they're a thing. And that was a hard pill for me to swallow, just because I was like, damn, not only did you leave me in almost the end of my pregnancy, but you're with someone else. I was just so sad, and I was angry, and I was like, how could you? And I'm not gonna lie, I was cursing him out, and I was like, you know, how dare you move on? Like, you have a whole family. And mind you, he never wanted to be a part of the pregnancy. Like, he did say he still wants to be there for the birth. He still wants to be there for our son. You know, he wants to be an involved dad. And we were trying to figure out co-parenting, just because, like, dude, you live, what, 1,600 miles away? How is co-parenting gonna work? And I mean, I was just baffled. Let's just put it at that. When I officially found out he moved on, I just didn't know how to cope with it. I didn't know what to do, what to say. I was just like, in my eyes, I thought, you know, he still loved me as much as I still loved him. But that's the point where I knew I had to move forward, not move on in the sense of, you know, go find a boyfriend or something, because one, that's kind of hard while pregnant. A lot of guys look at the face and they're like, oh, you're cute, but then they look at your stomach and they're like, oh, issues. And it sucks that pregnant women are viewed that way and single moms are viewed that way, because it's like, we didn't ask to be put in this position. After that point, I told myself, okay, Amy, you have to get going. Like, you have to get out of this bed. You have to start bettering yourself, because I was just feeling so bad for myself. And again, I was so just depressed, and I knew I wanted to get out of that. And again, I was just so angry, and I was like, why does he get to be with someone while I'm here? And that's the question, you know, I still occasionally ask myself. Like, it doesn't just go away. And then eventually I started moving forward. I started to talk to my parents a little bit more, especially my mom. You know, back then when I talked about my situation, I would cry, and I wouldn't even be able to speak it or say it, because I would just start getting all choked up and crying and being like, why me? But eventually it just started going away. I started to call my friends and just be like, hey, what are you doing? I would make, you know, I would do stuff to occupy myself so I'm not so sad. And eventually I met another group of like people who were in my kind of situation. You know, I have a really good friend who I met through YouTube, actually through one of her videos, and she went through the same situation, a little different but very similar, and she's helped me cope with this a whole lot. And she always checks on me, and we always talk every night. And so it's really nice to have someone who's went through what I'm going through, and you see how they are, and you're like, I want to be that way. I want to be happy again, and that's what I want to do. And now it's my view on all of this is, I got this. Me and him aren't on speaking terms. Again, more of him, because again, he is with somebody. So me and him don't talk. You know, he doesn't call me to check on me, and that's just the reality of it. Like I said, no man should leave you while pregnant, and if they do, they should at least check on you. And you know, that's the part of responsibility of being a parent. You know, we both decided to do this. You know, I shouldn't be the only one who has to go through it, but that's just life. And you know, eventually I stopped caring if he called me or not. It still hurts, don't get me wrong. Like, there's still times where I'm just like, damn, like, he's really happy with her. Like, and it made me never want to be in a relationship, honestly. And I know I say that now, and I might be one later, but it's just like, you just get so scared because you gave this one person your everything, and you decided to have a baby with them, and then they turn around and get with someone else, and you're just kind of like, is anyone honest nowadays? Can you really trust anyone? So I don't know what my dating life in the future holds. I'm not really curious about it. I really don't care. I'm really just worried about me and my kid and him getting here so I can look forward to something. Because now, like I said, me and him don't speak. I'm really not sure what's going through his mind. In my eyes, I feel like he hates me, and I'm not sure why. Like, I understand you're with somebody, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm still the mother of your child. I should be respected, but what can you expect? Overall, I mean, my mindset now is I'm not worried about it. A lot of people ask me, well, do you get back together? No, I don't ever see us getting back together again. People say, oh, they always come back. I don't care if mine comes back. If he does, I'm not getting back with you. And if he doesn't, then cool. Kudos to you and your new person. All I ask from him is to be a dad. You know, we can figure out the co-parenting, and I don't even know how that's gonna be, but I'll figure it out. It's getting easier. Time is doing its thing. Like I said, I'm a prayer, so I pray, and I'm healing day by day. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the tea and the realness of being single and pregnant. If I can do it, at the end of the day, everyone else can do it. You just got to get through that hard part. I'm not one to say, like, don't call him, don't do this, because I did it. I think everyone has to experience it in their own way, do it their own way, heal in your own way, and you know, you'll eventually get over it. And like I said, I'm not completely over it. You know, I haven't seen him in almost 2 months, so I don't even know how it's gonna be when we see each other for the birth. You know, that's gonna be a very intense moment, because again, we don't talk. You know, he doesn't know how I'm doing. I don't know how he's doing out there, so it's kind of like when we see each other again, it's gonna be really intense and kind of awkward. But hey, that's a part of growing up, and these are the cards I am given, and I gotta learn to play it. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Sorry that the lighting got really shitty, but thank you guys so much again for watching, and if you guys have any questions, please leave it down in the comments, or any advice for me, leave it down in the comments, and like and subscribe, and I'll be posting more videos soon. So see you guys in the next video. Bye.